All right, guys. Today we're going to be continuing the Inside the Mind. Today we have Kyla. She's an ISFP. You guys know it's very hard for me to get censors in here, so we had to pull some strings, and I'm so happy to have her in the group. I'm like, damn, thank God I got ISFP. So we're going to be exploring what it means to be an ISFP. How does her brain work? Uh, how does she process information or things? And because everyone has a specialty of things that they're good at, right? For the ISFP is remaining true to themselves, right? Um, for me and Zara, not so much remaining true to ourselves. So it's gonna be interesting to get her perspectives on that. Kyla, how are you? And how'd you get into type?
Well, first of all, I'm doing good for the most part. It's finals week and I'm super stressed out, but it's all right. I got into MBTI from someone that I was dating at the time, but I stayed in the community because I really like the people in there and getting to like know more about everyone else. So, yeah.
Okay, so how do you experience your emotions, uh, authenticity, remaining true to yourself, your values? Where does that come from in you?
Well, it comes from like a mix of things. Like, first of all, the way that I was raised, the way that I was brought up, I really value my upbringing. And, for me, if you are a Black Southern girl, you're gonna have a good moral compass, like no matter what. So I take pride in that and my upbringing and my value system that I grew up with. That's something that I want to keep for myself, like in my heart, in my mind. Even like, even my like religious upbringing, I don't consider myself to be that Christian or whatever, but like, growing up in church and stuff like that, it's certain things that you keep with you. And also it comes from experiences too. Like you live and you learn, and the stuff that you the stuff that you experience, the stuff that you go through, it helps to like shape my values and shape what I like in certain people and what I like in myself. And yeah, yeah.
Okay, so what's going on when things are crossing your values? Like, what's the idea? What you're gonna do? Like, what's processing in your brain? Like, let's say hypothetically you're in a situation and people are doing things that you think are bad.
Mhm.
How do you process that information?
So if I'm in a situation and I think that somebody is doing something that I don't like, it really sort of depends because like let's say that that person is my friend. Like you want to believe that your friends are good people, right? So if they do something that crosses my like moral values or whatever, I'll give them like a second chance or like give them a chance to prove themselves because I don't know, like maybe they just had like an off day or something like that. So like obviously you have to judge the character of people like when you get to know them, but sometimes people slip up. So you like for me, if someone slips up and it doesn't align with like my moral values, I'll give them another chance. And if they don't like continue to act right, then I cut them off like completely.
Really, really. But is there like what happens in an environment where like you feel like you aren't being heard, like your feelings aren't being acknowledged? Well, what happens for you?
I get really, really upset. I get really upset. Like I get it. I get it. Like some people, they're not like, sometimes they don't do it on purpose, but for me, when I'm not heard or when my feelings aren't valued or when I'm expressing something to someone and they disregard it or say that I'm like emotional or dramatic or whatever like that, it makes me so upset. Like I one thing that really triggers me is stupidity. And I will like if you're my friend or if you're like someone close to me, I won't go off on you. But if you do that to me, if you like cross me in any sort of way, you'll be getting this mouth. Like I will mouth off on you for real. So it's like I get really upset when people disregard my emotions or disregard my feelings or don't hear what I have to say because it depending on the situation, if I'm even bringing something up, you should know that it's important because for me, I think of things like I think of things in multiple perspectives and I think of things like let's just say that I get angry at someone and in that moment like I'm angry, I'm feeling it. So like I take time to like look at it, see like maybe they meant it this way, maybe that's what happened, maybe I'm being dramatic, and then I go source out to other people and ask them if they're feeling what I'm feeling or if they're seeing what I'm seeing. And if they do, if they say that I'm tripping, then like I'll be like, okay, I'm tripping. But if like they say that I'm right. I'm like, yeah, I'm right. And then I'll wait a day and then bring it back up, you know? So it's like, I do get angry, but I also take time to process that and see where I could be wrong or where that person is wrong or, just try to make it fair and not be so reactive.
Hmm. Okay. Do you feel sometimes you can be reactive to the situation or no?
Oh, I definitely can. Like, I don't know if I should bring this up. But like on the server, like I had like a little drama with somebody and that was me reacting to a situation.
Mhm.
I don't think that I should have reacted the way that I did, but I'm also not ashamed of it because it's like I was standing up for myself. So I'm like,
I
yeah, so I'm like you get what you get and I like
get what you get.
yeah, like I have rules about it too. Like let's say that the person is like my age or like younger than me. I won't be so reactive or whatever. But if they're older and they know better than me or they should know better, that's when I go off because you want to act like my age. I'm gonna show you what people my age act like. So, period.
I feel like yeah, if I can lead to some angry situations there. I think a lot of times, I like to just sit down and just kind of go through the facts, try not to get like angry about something. Because to me, I think the facts always win.
Hmm.
Sometimes my emotions or whatnot, they ain't, in the facts. So when I sit
But
down to reflect on it.
what are considered facts for you? Like is it something objective or
Yeah,
like,
it's objective. Like it has to be something objective. Like, okay, if I am acting a certain way and like I look at a certain situation and I didn't have all the information or I made the wrong move or like I went too far, like I gotta objectively look at it, right? If it's
mm,
objective, then I'm wrong
mm,
and I'll try to like, fix it. But I know everybody's different. I know a lot of times with like higher up with the FI, they don't want to hear that shit. They're always right. It's kind of like, judge, jury, and executioner, they're always right, because of my feelings. But I mean, it's different. How do you process your authenticity? Like, your style, things of that nature.
for me, my style and my authenticity, well, to be honest, I'm still like finding out who I am and like what I like and the stuff that like drives me or whatever. But for right now, the way that I get my style, the way that I get my authenticity is like looking at things around me that I like looking at things around me that I like, consuming media that I like, and then breaking down why I like that in certain aspects that speak to me. And that's how like I get my style, that's how I get my music, that's how I get like my hairstyles, that's how I get like everything. If it speaks to me, then it's something that I want to incorporate into my life.
Okay. What makes you like something or not?
Ooh, that's a good question. I guess I just like feel it in my gut. Like if I go to a store and I'm like, ooh, that's nice, like I don't think about why it's nice. I'm just like, I like it and I'm going to buy it. Or maybe I'll just take a screenshot and wait until I get more money. But like I could explain. Do you want to know like
Yeah.
in terms of like texture and things
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
oh, okay.
Or-
So for clothes, the way that I determine something that I like is based on whatever is like saved in my Pinterest board, but obviously that's stuff that I like too. I really like things that are sort of like edgy or like grungy or moody because I feel like that's what I am like on my inside. I'm
Mhm.
very like sensitive and I'm very moody and I'm very like, you know, I'm me. Like a lot of people think that being sensitive is a bad thing, but to me, I embrace it because it's like it's a superpower to be sensitive, and like a lot of people don't understand that. But going back to what I said, can you hear because the air is
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah, I can hear
okay.
you.
But to bring it back to what I was saying about what I like in clothing, um, like certain textures like this leather jacket for example or like this lace top for example
Mm-hmm.
they evoke a sense of like romanticism, a sense of like grunginess, a sense of like moodiness, and the tension between the two, it creates this like sort of undone vibe. And that's what I really like in this hat. I'm mostly wearing it because my braids are not done. But like I like this fur trapper hat
Mm-hmm.
because it reminds me of like celebrities that I like Tyler the Creator or
Mm-hmm.
people like that. They wear this sort of stuff. So I'm like, I like it not just because they have it, but it speaks to me. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. So how do you like know that something matches you on the inside?
How I just feel it. Like I can't explain it. I just feel it. Like if it speaks to something that I think I am or something that I think that I want to be,
Mm-hmm.
that's when I know that I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why I when I go shopping, I tend to make a lot of impulsive purchases
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of the stuff it just speaks to me and it's also stuff that I want to learn or grow to embody. Like I have like so many different like styles and aesthetics, and it's not because I'm like all over the place. It's just because there's so many things that I want to be and so many things that I see myself in. And it just speaks to me. It aligns with what I want to be or what I want to look like.
Mm-hmm. So, how long does it take you to process your emotions? And what's the best environment for you when you're doing that?
For me, I think it just depends on the situation, really, because most of the time, I say generally, it doesn't really take me a long time to process my emotions because I know that my emotions are right, if that makes sense. Like
Mhm.
in certain contexts, like I don't have to think about it too long because I know that what I feel is right, and I know that, you know, that's not to say like, oh, I'm right all the time, but like you can just feel when you're right about something, you just know when you're right about something. So it doesn't really take me a long time to process because I know that I'm like correct. But in certain situations, it does take me a long time to process. And sometimes like I don't process it all the way. Like there's a situation that could happen like months ago and I'm still feeling anger about it to this
Mm.
day. So it's like it comes in waves sometimes. And depending on how great the situation was, that's when it really like that's when I feel it the most. Like that's when it hits me late at night or hits me like at a random time in the morning and or at a random time in the evening. And I'm just thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking like, oh, maybe I was wrong, or oh, maybe like maybe they didn't mean it that way, or oh, like whatever. Like I still know that I'm right, but you know, you just want to give people a chance to,
I would say every hero function has people in the Delulu, right? Depending on the person, it speaks to everyone in a way that they think that is right, you know. Like for you, your feelings and how you feel about things are always correct, right? And for you listening to that, you feel as though, okay, things will go right because I'm listening to that, you know. So everyone's got that part of them that's in the Delulu. But so when you're talking about like you're processing these other emotions, what makes you stay mad about something? Whoa, and what like has things come in? And does this fuck with your productivity and like getting shit done? Like what's going on?
Well, it doesn't really mess with like the way that I get things done, but it kind of does. Don't don't be mad because I know some people are mad about this, but I kind of use Chat GPT as a therapist a little
Hmm.
bit. So like, cause my friends and my like cousins, they're tired of hearing about my drama, so I have to go to Chat GPT and talk about it because it will never get tired of hearing my drama.
Hmm.
So, so
Whatever works.
yeah, whatever works, you know? Like, so, okay. At random times in the day, even like during my classes, if I think about the situation, I'll just start going into Chat GPT and like typing about it and saying like, maybe like maybe I was wrong. Like, how do you see it? And then it'll tell me like, well, looking from your side, you're right. And I'm like, can you speak about it like objectively? Like, say if I was like objectively wrong or right, and it will side with me because not because it's biased like some people think, but because like I've gone through every single scenario and talked it out with with ChatGPT and talked about it with other people. So I know that I'm right, and that's the part that gets me. Like that's the part that gets me because it's like the unfairness of it all, the like injustice of it all. It's like that. It makes me mad. Like it makes me mad, and then people still want to act stupid, and that's like that. Like I said, stupidity triggers me. Like it really does. Like I get so mad when people act stupid or when people like pretend like they can't see a different perspective. Like even if the perspective isn't correct to them, like I'm not saying stuff for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Like if someone brings something up to another person, I don't think they'd be lying about how they feel. So for the other person to like go and say, "Oh, you're being dramatic," or "Oh, you're being sensitive," or "Oh, you're being selfish," like I think that's pretty messed up, and that's the part that makes me angry about certain situations. Like through this day, because I'm ruminating, I'm like, why do they think I'm sensitive? Why do they think I'm dramatic? Like, why do they think these things when I rarely even bring things up unless it's important? So it's like, you know,
Well, I'm gonna push back on it. I think sometimes we think things are important to us, but to other people they're not important. Um,
well, yeah, but I mean, like, if you're somebody's like close friend, if you're somebody's friend or family member, and that family member never brings anything up unless it's like important, then
mhm.
it's like even if you don't think it's important at the time, you should still know that it's an issue. I'm not saying that you have to validate people's feelings blindly because like every feeling okay, this is like a debate. Like some people say that feel every feeling is not valid, but I think that every feeling is valid because it's like if it's like why do you feel it if it's not valid? I don't like
Well, I think just because you feel something doesn't mean it's true. Um, so like I think you have to like for me, I am the worst person. I don't care if it's family members, I don't give a fuck if it's a brother, I don't give a shit with anything. If you send me something, I'm gonna look at it. And if I think that objectively it's not important. I mean, honestly, most things that people find important, I don't find important. So, you in trouble. You cook, like you just straight up cook. But I would say that I think, you know, understanding that not everybody process emotions like you. Okay. I think, and also realizing that what somebody else sees is not what you see, right? You may be like, hey man, I never really bring up anything to anybody, but to them they feel as though you always bring something up to them, right?
Mm.
I live by the rule of one person say something, probably not true. Two people say something, you might want to look into it. Three people saying something, goddamn. Four people saying it, that's your ass, you know. So like, that's like my rule of thumb for a lot of things, you know. Like a lot of people say it, I've had a lot of people tell me, hey, Mercy, you're insensitive as fuck. Okay, I get it, you know. So I go with it because, I've heard it like so many times. But I will look at a situation and be like, was I insensitive? Now look at the facts. Man, the facts don't line up for them. Like I
Yeah,
don't care. I ain't losing no sleep.
I mean, like, I can agree with that. I can agree with that. But also, I want to like say like, what if two people are saying something and they agree that this one person is wrong, but then the one person goes and asks other people, and the other people say that the two people are wrong. So like, like because, like, okay, recently I went through this situation, and like that person that I went through it with made me feel crazy, and I was like, okay, well, maybe I am being a little bit crazy. So I went to go ask like my group chat, and they were like, yeah, you're not tripping, and I was like, okay. So I went back to that person. I was like, hey, like this is from a different perspective, and so
Just different TE.
yeah, it's probably different, but
Different source, not different perspective. Different source.
like
And they
like
agree with me.
yeah, and it's like they were like, oh, well, they're probably biased, and I'm like, okay, you want to say that's biased, then that's fine. So I went. Well, first of all, that person is blocked, but like I went to my story on Instagram and I was like, hey, this is a situation that happened, and I didn't do it from like my perspective. I just went down to the facts, like what factually happened, and I was like, okay, I did a poll, and I was like,
Pole
based on all the stuff that you guys see, was I tripping or was I not? I mean, was I tripping? Yeah, was I tripping or was I not? And all of them voted that I was not tripping. So those are people that I don't even know on Instagram. So it's like if they say that I'm not tripping, then
TE.
I know that I'm not tripping.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think for me, and I did date an ISFP before, and the one thing I hated about her is that she would never address anything in that moment.
mm,
If it hurt her feelings, she would come back and talk about it 2 days later.
mm,
2 days later, I'm moving on to a whole nother motherfucking thing. I don't want to hear about shit from 2 days ago. Like I'm a person where it's like we're gonna address it right here, right now,
mm,
and then we're gonna move on. Like
mm.
I'm not with this 5 days later shit, 10 days later, but I'm on the other shit. Don't even bring me like, and she would bring me something like, oh, you said this to me 5 days ago. And I'm like, what the fuck? That was 5 days ago, bro. My brain even processing shit from back then. Okay, I'm already on to other shit. And she would be like, well, it made me feel this way. And I'm like, bro, that's 5 days ago. Like, what is going on? Like. So it was very hard for me to understand her from that perspective. I think I basically disregarded her feelings at all times. Like,
Mm.
now that I look back on it, I can see it through my inner eye. It was like, okay, like when she was saying this, like, you probably should have just, get that shit the fuck out of here. I remember one time we was at breakfast or whatever, and then we were talking about something, and I said the ship rides and sails with Mercer. And she was like, can the ship have my name on it? I said, fuck no. That shit got Mercer name on that motherfucker. And it won't never have your name. And at that point in time, now that I look at it, it was a time for her to like me to like validate her feelings and her, being with me. But to me, it was like I am a tyrant and I don't give a fuck. Like this shit, this is Mercer, 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 you know.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that when I look back on it, and I objectively look back on it, like I was saying, like I objectively look at it, I was wrong, and then I can admit it. I think a lot of people like INFPs can't admit it. You know, I
Mhm.
can look at it and I can, say, I was wrong when I did that or said that. Maybe I should be more inclusive. But
Yeah,
me, it's always gonna be that way.
I
Like,
feel like ISFPs can be very like subtle with the things that they mean or the things that they are trying to say or communicate because like we communicate through emotion, so it's more subtle and it requires more nuance. And that's where a lot of people get tripped up because I mean a lot of people are straightforward and a lot of people are wanting you to just give it to them straight.
mhm.
But ESFPs, I don't know if it's not ESFP, ISFP. I don't know if it's an ISFP thing or maybe it has to do something with astrology. Like I'm a Scorpio in astrology, and I think a lot of the Scorpio traits align with ISFPs a bit. But yeah, we can be very subtle in communication, and we don't always say what we mean. We kind of want people to read between the lines, and people a lot of people can't do that. So it's like it's kind of frustrating, but like, it's not people's fault necessarily. But if something is really bothering me, then I will give it to the person straight and, just lay out what I think. Because like I said, when like I get really triggered by stupidity and stuff like that. So when people are stupid
I'm gonna
around me,
push it to you. So when you're saying stupidity, it's not stupidity, it's disregard of your feelings. Is that a better word for what we're saying here?
um
Or just
kind
negligence
of,
in the
it
emotional
can
part, the negligence of emotions or
I think it
understanding of
can be
that?
like it can be that, and it can also be like when when certain things are happening and it's hurting people, like
So that. So you're not mean you mean like emotionally stupid.
yeah,
That's what you
yeah,
mean. Okay, I'm trying to, get the grasp on what you're saying. What you should be saying is you don't like people that are tone deaf. I think that's a better word
yes,
to say. Tone deaf.
yes, yes, because that's what happened in that situation. Like the person was told that that person was an ESFP, so they probably wouldn't understand. Like they're supposed to apparently, but like I don't know.
Well, you
But
gotta remember, like a lot of FI is me, 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 me.
mm,
Me, 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 me. What makes me, me, me feels good. Um, so like they're not really, and then they're also SE, so they're on to the next thing.
mm.
So like they're really not really focused on it, and they're just focused on themselves and how they feel.
That's what they said. Like they were like, I didn't mean it like that. Like that wasn't my intention and blah blah blah. But I to me it's like I don't want I can't give the details of this situation because
Mhm.
like it's too personal. But
Mhm.
like
That's cool.
that person like so I was the issue wasn't their intention. Like I know that they probably didn't mean
And how? Wait, I'm gonna ask you a question. How long did you wait to bring it up to them?
I I waited like a day because I
See,
needed to.
that's what I'm fucking talking about. See, that's exactly what I'm
No,
talking about.
no,
Like
like
if somebody doing some shit I don't like, I'm about to bust your ass right here. Like
but I
we
didn't
gonna put a stop
say
to that
that
shit right here because we ain't
like,
going for it in the future. Like I am like right here, right now, boom. Like we ain't moving with that shit in the future. It's not
I,
gonna be 1 day shit, 2 day shit, 3 day shit. No, right here.
look, I
See what
needed
would have happened?
to
What would
figure
have
out.
happened if you would have stopped that right then and right there? It wouldn't have persisted into the future. But since you waited a whole fucking day, there's so much other like variables and shit. Like, but right here, right now, we about to handle that shit. Like, yo, like especially like if someone says something out like disrespectful or something, I'm like, hold up. No, no, no. We gonna check it right here, like, because I'm not playing with that, like, because you teach people how to treat you.
Hmm.
So like I'm not about to have you doing that to me in the future.
Hmm.
So I'm about to stop you right here. Like we getting off on this train track right here. And at that specific time, I know you can't like we gonna break down the logic and the facts right here.
Hmm.
Whatever happens, whatever happens. But I'm not gonna let someone's behavior continue because it's gonna affect me in the future. And I'm not playing with that. Like, no.
Yeah, like
Call me a bitch, you can say whatever, like Mercer's an asshole. Is it tiring or whatever? But yeah, I'm not with that game. I'm not gonna do this
I
1 day, 2 day shit. I couldn't stand that shit when my girlfriend did that shit. My ex-girlfriend. I couldn't stand that shit.
like
Drives
I
me crazy.
I want it to be fair though. Like that's why I waited because I wanted to process like I wanted to get my anger out and I wanted to make sure that I was being fair and that I wasn't coming off like aggressive, that I wouldn't come off like aggressive or emotional or anything like that. Like I needed time to like break down the situation and see like all the different angles before I addressed it. And so I think that person got mad at me, number one, because they wanted to go public and do what they did that made me upset. They did it in public. So I went to the group chat and I addressed them in public because it's like if you want to go in public, then I'll go in public too. So I addressed the issue in the group chat and then they like messaged me privately and they were like, "Hey, like I saw your message and like I didn't mean it that way. Like that wasn't my intention. Like I was just, like doing what I wanted to do. And I didn't cross my mind to like tell you anything. And I'm like, to me, it's a value thing. It's a principle thing. Like, if you are my friend and you're hanging out with somebody that I used to be with, and you don't tell me that like they're with you, but then you post a video of it that you know that I'll see, like, don't you think that's a little bit messed up?
Well, I think it depends on the situation. I would have to have more facts here. I would think, um, just looking at the situation, maybe, especially when it comes to FI, it's not all about you, right? Everybody's got their own lives to live. It could be a situation of that's their friend, right?
Yeah, they're friends with the person that I used to be with, and I think that's fine. Like I let them be their friends, like, but that wasn't the issue for me. For me, it was the like lack of transparency. Like if you are my main friend and you are hanging out with someone that I used to be with, like that's not a problem if you don't tell me. But the thing is, they never told me, and I let them know that I knew that my the person that I used to be with was like in town seeing them. And I was like, yeah, I know that this person is in town. Like I just feel very a little bit sad about it, but it's okay because I'm glad that they're seeing you guys. But then they decided not to read the message and they decided to just ignore it. And then it's like you go and post that video and it's like, oh, so you want to ignore my message, but then you want to post that video. And mind you, they deliberately moved the camera away from his face. So then yeah, so I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, like that's shady, like that's weird. So I'm like, that was my issue. It wasn't that they were hanging
Well, I'm
out
so glad I'm not an FI dom. Like, I'm just so glad, like, yo, fuck that. Like, I don't even like humans that much. I ain't gonna be honest, bro. If I had that much drama with humans, bro, I just would just
with.
go about my business. I'm just really not interested in that type of shit.
Hmm.
I don't know. Like,
So it wouldn't matter to you?
no, no.
Really? Why?
Yeah. I'm just not a real nice person. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Like, I'm just not a nice person. I'm not like a very people think I'm nicer than I am, and people think I'm friendlier than I am. And
Mm,
and I don't really think that most people on this earth matter. So like it's very easy for me to cut people off, cut strings, whatever, because to me, no one really matters.
mm.
So like I'm like I don't really care. Like, I'll see you in 5 to 10 years, buddy. Let's see what you that's how
I
we
guess
think.
that's a helpful, I
Like,
guess
like
that's kind of a
we'll see
helpful
where you're at in five to
mindset.
10 years, buddy. Like, I'm not like, I still got what I need to do to get done, and that's the utmost
Mm,
importance to me.
mm.
To me, relationships and people aren't the most important thing, and never will be.
I
Uh,
guess that can be a helpful mindset to have because I mean, I can see how like what you think. I can see like why you think it and how it's true. But like to me, I guess I just value my relationships and I value like the people that I choose to have in my life because like people who you choose to let in your life, they affect you too. So it's like you gotta manage that. Like And I guess that's to your point. Like, why waste your time managing other people when you have your own stuff to do and like
Hmm.
you can do it regardless of them being in your life. So it's like,
Yeah, and I would change that mindset there. You know, my mindset is not that they influence me, I influence them. Right?
mm,
That's my thinking. Like, no, 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 no. Go the other way around. Okay. I know, no, no, no. Change your mindset. You know,
mm.
you know.
I guess that
It's almost like you're pulling in other people's energy. Like, no, 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 no. We're not pulling. Like, no, no.
would
Nice
you
thing, just
say
do it
that
yourself.
like ESFPs have that sort of mindset or
What?
like the mindset that you have like where
I think they are. Hmm. How would I say they are? ESFPs are just living in the moment. They're not thinking 5 years from now, not thinking 10 years from now. They're living at what can they do today, right? So let's say hypothetically the person, Henley, was in town, right? The ESFP is thinking about what they could do with Henley today, right? They're not thinking about how it makes you feel. They're thinking about how Henley makes them feel and what they can do in the moment, right? The fun or whatever the fuck. They're not thinking about the consequences of your friendship with them, right?
but that's kind of fake because it's like I'm your main friend. Why wouldn't you think about how your actions affect me?
Because the reality of everything is no one is important, really. We all think that we're important to people, but the reality and the situation is we're really not. And I like to think of it from a perspective of they replace the president every fucking 4 years, replace your ass too, right?
Mm.
Like, just it's just my mindset is like, even if you're dead and like you're dead, people are gonna move on. Like, so like we're not as important to people as we really think. Maybe I'm just like a complete like tone deaf person to like that type of stuff, but it's like I'm really not interested. I'm just like the relationship shit. Like, I'm more of a relationship with people based on goals,
Mm.
not a relationship based off like let's just sit in the room, calm by y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like the closer you are to me and my goals, the more access you will have to me as a person. If your
Mm.
ass ain't in that, we ain't got nothing to talk about really. That's why
Mm.
I have a hard time with family members. Like we ain't got nothing to really talk about. Like what the fuck we on the phone talking
Hmm.
about? We ain't talking about
Mm.
shit. I gotta go, you know. But that's my mindset when it comes to that type of stuff. Like I'm just not interested in just like talking and just being and just like exploring like the emotions or anything like that. Like I got shit to do. I got
Mm.
goals, I got dreams to make happen. And me sitting here and wasting
Kind of like
time don't do shit for me.
it's kind of like that quote from Kobe Bryant. What was it? Um, Friends come and go, but banners hang forever.
There we go.
Mm. So does that mean that I did overreact, or is it just like an MBTI? Like,
Well, I think if you're looking at them, right, you have to realize that they have their own life. They have other things that they value. They have other things that whatever. And the reality of the situation is like they are allowed to have their own friends. They're allowed to have all that stuff. And you trying to put yourself over that is not, I don't think is
well, I don't think I
right,
was trying
if I
to
would
put
say.
myself over it. Like, I don't care that they're friends with them because I like they formed a friendship while we were together. So I'm like, if I made an ultimatum or if I said like, hey, y'all gotta stop being friends with him because we broke up, like that's not fair to them. So I let them have that friendship, like, because that's just normal.
Mhm.
But the issue that I had with was like the lack of transparency. Like he didn't
You think pushing
like
you away? You think pushing you away, or maybe valuing him more than you? Is that what it is?
I don't think so because it's like I didn't if that friend did not tell me I wouldn't have cared because I didn't want to know in the first place. I got volunteer information from a different friend and then I went to the main friend and I'm like, hey, like why like I know that he's in town. Like I tried to give them like a little push to like tell me but it was like they didn't. So I'm like, you're my main friend, but you can't tell me something that's like important like that. So it's like, well, I mean, it's not important, but like in a friendship, like that's kind of important. So it's like if they didn't tell me, I wouldn't have cared. But then they went and posted that video that they knew that I would see and deliberately not show his face. And I'm like, oh, like that's shady. Like that's
Yeah.
weird. Like,
I will also say that ESFPs love drama. They love drama. They love the reaction they could get out of people. Um, and they do enjoy some shady shit, here and there. But like I said, like you always got to remember what's important to you is not important to others. Like if I think something's important, Zara probably don't think it's important. And what Zara thinks important, I don't think it's important. So it's you got to give people like the grace in that perspective. And man, I'm just like a fucking solo person. I'm just a very solo person. Like I just not like I don't know, Zara. Zara, do you feel the same way I feel, man? Like it's just like we're just solo people. Like I
Yeah.
am like not with the shenanigans when it comes to all this drama, like manipulation shit. Like, bro, that just not interest me at all. Like,
No, I've always marched to my own drums, so like
yeah,
I never look to other people for to ca to cater my interests around.
yeah,
I either like the thing or I fucking don't.
yeah.
mm,
And
But
I got a
yeah,
problem with thinking everybody's replaceable too. I got a
I
problem with that. I think everybody replaceable. Like,
yeah,
like in the systematic point of view, is like you just plug and chug, baby, plug and chug. Um, you know, uh,
um I that that I don't think as much because I only have like very few friends I built over time, and I like friendships I built, and I mean the infrastructure to actually build these friendships is a lot more.
mhm,
So I think like to have the depth is harder. So I do value it more. But yeah, I again like I like you were alluding to a little while ago. It's hard for me to associate with people that I don't see aligning towards like my goals
mhm.
or like, like I could talk to you and I'll be nice and I'll be cordial, but there's really no
Nothing there.
nexus. There's no bridge.
There's
That's like
nothing
you're
there.
cool. Okay, I respect you. I respect you as a human, but beyond that, it's like there's no real interest there.
Hmm. Like,
There's
I
no
can see that.
spark.
I can see that. Like for me, I guess it's the opposite. Like when I want to align with people or when I want to like be friends with people or like keep them in my life, it's like it's how we align emotionally.
Hmm.
Whereas with you guys, it's how you align like
like
in
with
the
goals, with goals.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
like I guess like that's sort of different. Like I the thing is I can see how that sort of um
yeah,
way of thinking is like helpful because it's like I think about that too. It's just like emotions are first for me, and then
yeah.
it's like how we align in our lives. Because if you are my friend and you know we get along like emotionally, like I'll give you more leeway, but I don't want you to be a bum and be my friend, you know. But like if that's just who you are, then you know like. I'll tell you like maybe you need to get your bread up a little bit, but you know like I still like you as a person, so I'm gonna keep you in my life unless you start like actually weighing me down. Then I'm like, okay, like I gotta go. But yeah, like yeah.
Like what me and Zara were saying, it's like as long as the goal is the same, like we are talking about the same thing, then like it's very easy for me to talk about because my brain is always fixated on a specific goal or task.
Hmm.
I'm not interested in like sitting around and kumbaya. That I feel like that's like um a waste of my time, really. Literally a waste of my time. Like 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours, 1 hour, 30 minutes, 5 minutes that I can't
Yeah.
get back, right? And that
Mhm.
just distracts me 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 3 hours, 1 hour away from the goal that I want to achieve.
It's
So I ain't got time,
Mhm.
you know.
every time I'm out, I always think about something I could be doing towards my goals. So I don't enjoy it as much because I'm always thinking like I want to achieve this by this timeline.
Hmm. Like I got this like clock in my head, like I gotta get this done. And
Yeah.
like
But I mean, like,
we
I also like my space. Like, I don't like being around people for too long. Like, I like them in doses.
Mm.
I really don't like chaotic people. If there's
Not
got a
even that
chaotic
too,
chaos,
but it's not. I don't tolerate them. I wouldn't even have them near me.
yeah, like I'm
But
gonna cut you off like boom. Like all of a sudden you ain't never gonna hear from me again. Like or like
yeah, I don't hang out with chaotic people. I do. I will say though that I don't. I don't really. I guess I just don't. I guess I need a lot more time to myself. Um,
yeah. And if people did like if just in general, like if people don't get it, shit, I ain't gonna help you figure it out. Mercer gone. All right, I'm gone. Like,
well, I mean, like, I because I'm either because then I got some like philosophical thing I'm thinking about or whatever the heck I'm conjuring, and I can't get off of it. I'm just so myopically fixated on it, and then I'm like, that concept will apply in this situation towards this, and then oh, that's an idea for a book.
and then you're right, and then you over here talking about, oh well, they didn't value me. Fuck that shit. I value me. Goodbye. You know, like.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't,
No,
but
I'm
I
talking about her.
also,
She's like,
yeah.
well, they don't value me, and she's my friend, and she's important to me, so I should be just as important to her, or your whatever your friend is. That's kind of like what you're doing. I'm just like, fuck that shit, bro.
Well, I mean, it is important that people value you, but like especially in your friend group. But then if you start realizing that they don't care that much, then you can
Bye.
cut them off.
Yeah, I had to cut them off because they kept trying to be funny and leave me on red. So I'm like, you want to keep leaving me on red? I'm trying to figure it
Yeah.
out with you. Like you're blocked, so I blocked them. And it's like they've been my friends since like freshman year. It's junior year now, but it's
That's
like
only 3 years. Okay, cool.
so it's like you should know better by 3 years in. But I guess you're just like dumb or something. Like please stay away from like all oceans and bodies of water.
I don't know if they're dumb. They just don't value the friendship to
Yeah.
the same intensity.
Yeah, that's what my group chat was saying. Like they were saying like they just don't care about you.
Also, I would suggest like not spreading everything on group chats.
Yeah.
Like your emotional your emotional capital shouldn't be given to other people.
Mm-hmm.
You keep that shit to your chest.
Yeah.
You write about it, you have a few close confidants. Maybe you call a friend about something that you value and believe that
Yeah,
their
yeah,
perspective will enhance you. But
my
a chat, a public chat, that's only
Chaotic.
causing drama. That's good.
Chaotic.
That leads to I hate it leads to like Twitter fingers. People are spreading information about you. Screenshots are being shared. That's a whole can of worms. I wouldn't open
Yeah,
myself
and
up.
potentially like maybe someone says something and then like you now y'all got beef and then like maybe you fight
Yeah.
somebody. It's like it's just not.
Or you just say something vile about someone and then they share it to them. Like you call them and
And people always talking.
I would listen. It's always better on a phone call to spread that
I'm
stuff.
just not a very emotional person. Like when it comes to emotions and that type of stuff, it's just like no.
the
Like,
group chat that I'm referring to is like the group chat with my cousin and my sister, and it's like only three people. Like
Oh,
they're
okay.
they're like my closest like friends or whatever. Like my family are my friends. So it's just like two of my
Hmm,
cousins and then my sister.
okay.
So it's not like a drama sort of group chat like that.
but
But
I think you guys. I mean, what I'm getting here is like, man, these emotions are just too strong, man. Like I'm kind of glad, man. Like at the interview and some of you guys, I'm like, shit, man. I got a lot of gratitude for who I am now. Like, holy fuck. Like, I don't even know if I'd be able to do all that. Like, I just, to be honest, like, I'm just not
I think you should attach your
value. I do not like care about the relationship component of life, really, to me. Like,
hmm,
it just,
but
I
then
think
what's the point of having friends if like they just don't value you at all or value like what you think or feel? Like what's the point of being friends with people?
I think I'm friends with people not in a sense of what they value or anything like that. I'm friends with people if we are generally going towards a particular goal, and I don't think about things from a perspective of like they gotta value me, they gotta do this. Like, bro, I got my own shit to do. I got my own things I gotta run. I got things to take care of. You know, if they want to do something with me when I have off time or downtime, that's cool. If they don't, I'm still gonna do it, but I'm not like
Yeah.
in a perspective where it's like you kind of need them. It's almost like you got a codependency with your friends.
Yeah.
I don't think I would call it that. I just think it's like obviously like they have their own life, like they can live their life, but it's like in situations that require principle or like moral compass, it's like, what made that one friend, what made that one other friend decide to tell me, you know? It's like, are they more aligned with like my emotions, or are they more like aligned with like certain values? Like what makes one friend decide to tell me and then another friend decides to not tell me and then post a video, like, so it's like I don't know.
I think
But
man, that's an
if I
interesting
may
world there.
shed some light on this, I do think it's important for your friends to kind of align with your values and who you are and, have people that support you. But also I think it's better to have an internal mechanism as well. Like I'm guided, my lodestar is towards where I want to be in the future.
Hmm.
Not, and being less dependent on people's moods and variables makes
Hmm.
you more resilient because if you're absorbing all these people's emotions, you're gonna be a ship out in without a rudder. You're gonna be all over the freaking place. You're gonna have no guidance. You have no firm grounding. You don't know. You're not. Yeah, the seas are rocky, but it's better if you can navigate them. Like that's life.
Yeah, and I do think a big proponent of it is of well, it's just confronting the situation. Sometimes you're like, hey, I don't think it's right what you did, you know,
That's what I
Yeah,
said. I told
but
them that.
yeah,
I said
yeah.
like,
like also realizing that like everybody in their own space thinks that they are the hero in the story,
They're the protagonist, yes.
right? So like you think you're right, they think they right, you know?
Yeah, a lot of people live in main
So
character syndrome.
like
hmm,
you'll see even criminals, they think they've done nothing wrong to the world.
Yeah,
They be fucking criminals, right? But to them, they've done nothing wrong to the world. The world has done everything to them. So that this just puts that
yeah.
in perspective of how people think. So like for me, like I said, like I think, man, I just think anytime you're dealing with people and you're putting people first, I think you're setting yourself up to fuck up. And I think because people are so random, you never know what you're gonna get.
Well, I noticed that when you
The only
bring
person you
people,
can control is you.
yeah,
So I'm more stuck on that perspective than I would ever be like focusing on other thing. And then people will say, "Well, Mercer, like, how? What are you gonna do? Like, when that type? That's just who I am. Like, I'm okay being by myself. I'm okay with like none of that shit. Like, I'm okay with it. To me, relationships with friends are a plus that I can remove. Okay, so
yeah.
um, yeah. Anything else you want to say, Kyla? Zara, anything?
um,
Go on.
I don't know. I still feel like I'm right, but it's
Bro, FIB, boy, the FI got him in the woo woo, in the Delulu, you can't win with the Delulu or the hero function, bro.
but
You
I
cannot
don't
win with
know.
it.
Like I just like I don't know.
Hmm.
Like
I
I
think
just I just wish that I didn't have to lose a friendship that way over a misunderstanding. whichever, like, because there's always going to be like an objective truth in something. And if these people on my Instagram story are agreeing with me, then aren't I objectively right?
I don't understand. So you fed them a story. You could have fed them only the bits and pieces that you wanted them to see. You could have fed it in a way that they would agree with you. There's a multitude of ways you could have fed that information to them to make them agree with you. So I cannot say that if they agree with you, then it's right or wrong. You get what I'm saying?
I stuck to the facts. Like, I laid out
We like to believe we
everything.
stick to facts, but a
No,
lot of
I
times we
did.
shade things in a way that it makes it looks as as if we're right over another person. So yeah
So,
I
is
can't
there no
comment on
objective?
your specific story, but I'll just tell you this. The more I'm aligned with my passions, the more people come along in my life. The more opportunities and doorways that have opened.
Mhm.
That's what I notice. Like valuing them or putting so much emphasis on friendships and not be, and being devoid of my passions or what I'm doing in life has never
Anyway,
led me anywhere. No.
yeah, that's
It's trash. I
you gotta
long as
remember
I'm
shit.
on
That's
my
like hell.
fulfill going toward long as I'm aligned with my purpose and I'm aligned with my passions and and reason, I find that I'm in a better place.
Hmm.
Hmm.
When I get emotional, you say stupid shit, people will spread it, and then you're on blast.
Yeah, and I would also think about like where do you want to be in 10 years?
Yeah.
Where
Where
do
do
you want to
I,
be in 15 years?
what do I
Yeah.
want to be, or where do I want to be?
Like, where do you want to be? Like, do you think these friends still, most friends ain't gonna be there in 15 years. They're gonna have their own family. They're gonna have all this other stuff. So,
Yeah.
like, will you even remember like the small details of college 15 years from now? Most likely you fucking won't.
Hmm.
So like, always remember that. Like, okay, 5 years from now,
And
what's
you're
gonna be
so
what is it?
and you get so stuck on the vagaries of now that you'd forget that there's a whole future ahead of you.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Like, will you even remember this drama 10 years from now? Probably not, right? You
Probably
have your own
not.
family and kids, like all this other shit. So always take that in perspective. Like there's always more. Um,
I always look at life as like chapters, and I could write my own story in the future. The past is cemented. I can learn from it, but for the most part, I'm always thinking, "Hey, where am I going to be in 10 years?" Okay, I'm working for that person.
yeah.
Hmm.
I'm working for the life I want in 10 years to
Yeah,
make that guy happy.
yeah, I'm not
Hmm.
worried about like right now, not worried about my emotions. I'm not worried about any of that. It's like,
Oh,
okay,
I care about how I feel, but I
man, I don't really
along
care
the
about how I feel. Shit. Shit.
I do.
But how can you not care about how you feel?
Yeah,
Long as I'm laying the bricks to get to where I need to be 10 years from now, I don't give a fuck how I feel.
So you put
There's
it
gonna be a lot of
on.
times I don't feel like doing it, but I got to do it. And it's like a
Hmm.
mindset that's like I'm just is I'm
I
all
think
in or not. I'm all in on it. Like I'm all in.
So
Nothing
your
matters.
emotions are like secondary, like
Secondary. I'm
are
probably
you?
fucking underneath the fucking bridge.
So are you like a robot or
I just
like?
don't give a fuck about like I only care about what I need to get done. I do not care about like how I feel about it. It's like
mm,
okay, I feel sad
I
today. Who
only can
gives a
do that for
fuck?
so long.
Like I don't give a fuck. Like I don't give a shit. I still got to go do this stuff. I
Yeah.
still got to go to work. I still got to go to the gym. I still got to like do videos with people. I don't give a fuck. Like I got to it's still things I have to do. I don't care about how I feel. Like that's subjective. Okay, you feel bad. And most of the time is if even if you feel a certain way, the first time you finish something or you complete something, you start to feel better.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then I'm like, oh shit, well I'll finish this and then I'll feel even better.
Well, then
Maybe there's little things that you could do that could help you get aligned with something like that. Maybe
how
it's
do
just the
you
simple things like you create a list of things that you need to do to check off, and maybe you'll feel like a productive person. And when you feel like a productive person, then you won't be in your feelings. Maybe it's just making your bed. Maybe it's just folding your clothes. Maybe it's just doing your laundry. Maybe it's just washing the dishes. But like setting a list of things for you to knock out so that you feel like a productive person.
But how do you like if your feelings are secondary, like how do you know that you like someone or how do you have like a girlfriend if like your feelings are like secondary?
I told you the romantic side of the romantic side of me is on the back burner here. But for me, I think generally speaking, if someone's aligning more with the vision that I have for myself or where I want to be, and they're helpful towards that. Like my girlfriend now, like she's okay with me being exactly who I am. Like if I
Hmm.
like am like, yo, I gotta go do this, or like I I let's say we got a dinner at 6 today, right? And let's say hypothetically that day I got off work, went to the gym, did like 3 videos of Czar, only got like 4 hours of sleep. If I call her and tell her I'm too tired to make it to dinner, she's cool with that because she might be hurt about it in the situation, but she knows just like that I'm always like getting things done. And I think she aligns with where I want to be in the future. And she's accepting of like, okay, this guy is just going towards where he wants to go and he ain't taking nothing else. And she supports that. So that's what makes me say, okay, I want this person because most people aren't like that. So
So will you say that you built like your world on external values instead of like feelings?
yes,
Hmm.
yes. I think this may sound wrong, but I think I'm different than you from the fact that like you kind of have these understanding of your emotions and your values and everything. But I think you're only as good as the last thing you completed, or you're only as good like if you build it, people will come, right? If you do well, people will come. People are only with you because you're a winner.
Hmm.
So that's my mindset. So like I'm always like
Mhm.
chasing winner mindset, the next level. It's dangerous, it's got its pluses and minuses because, there's going to be a time in my life in the future where you can't do that, and then it's going to be like, okay, then who are you really? And you'll notice that like people will probably drop off. You'll notice that, maybe you had a big circle of friends and now that you can't do exactly what you used to do, maybe you got 10 friends, But I'm always understanding of that.
So do you think they would have agreed with me if they viewed me as a winner?
When you're a winner, you get to pick. The sad thing about winning is people will put up with your bad behavior when you're a winner.
Hmm.
That's it. Like, and my lines are like, when you're a winner, people put up with the worst shit. Tom Brady, fucking Kobe Bryant, like, but I try not to be that way, or not. But generally speaking, if you're a winner, you get to you get to dictate
Yeah,
the terms that you
be
want.
kind of a
So
dick.
do you think that's why they sided with each other because they view each other as winners and they think I'm a loser?
I don't know about that.
I
I,
don't
I
know
think
about
you, I
that.
think you're drawing some crazy
People
shit
are just
there.
selfish
I
inherently.
just think people are innately selfish.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
They're inherently selfish. They're out for their own desires. To each their own.
yeah.
People
Everybody's just out trying to fulfill that
people
hero
are
function, really.
ambivalent to how you feel. They don't care. They want to gratify their desires and their ecstasy. They don't
And,
care about how you feel.
yeah,
They
yeah,
don't care about your values. They'll stomp on them to get what they want.
yeah.
I guess I've incorporated a little bit of a Machiavellian side to me over time.
Yeah, and I would say like it's kind of sad to say the stuff that we're saying to you.
It is.
It's very sad because I understand that like your hero function is your values and how you feel. And I've always said that, the INFPs and ISFPs have it very rough in this world because generally speaking, no one cares about how we feel. And that's a hard pill to swallow. But they're
I
so
think
entrenched in their own lives and the things that they have to get done that people aren't thinking about us the way we really think they are.
I
So
think
then
no.
I
I
should
think
not have friends then?
It's not
no.
that you shouldn't have friends, it's just like I just wouldn't put them up. I wouldn't just put them over everything else. Just, I'm not putting them over everything else. Like I just not. Um, my goals, my happiness is coming first. And whoever's along with the ride is along with the ride. I'm not begging nobody to be here. That's how I see it. I'm not begging nobody to be here. You can always get off on exit 9 or exit 10. Like I'm not begging nobody to be here. And that's always been my mindset. And I mean, my brothers kind of said like, bro, you're kind of a psychopath when it comes to shit like that. But yeah, that's just how I see it. Like, people come and go. Like legacy lives forever. People come and go. Legacy lives forever. So, I mean, I'm not interested in like, oh, they're doing this or doing that. I don't really care. Like, I got shit to do. I don't know. Maybe you don't have enough. Like, don't you got a lot of shit to be doing?
I mean, yeah, like I don't.
So I wouldn't even be worried about it. Like, don't you got other shit you could be doing? Can you be like creating some like music, art, like fucking going
Yeah,
out, like
actually, like
going to see a movie, like
this situation, like
but you
I'm
be
like
dwelling on these emotions.
like write like songs and stuff like that. So this situation, like I created a whole diss track about it. Like I
What the
like
fuck? That's crazy.
they just make me so mad that it's like if I can't fester in this emotion, like I have to channel it into something else. So, like I wrote a diss track about them. And I mean I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah.
I went
Are you a 4 or 9? What enneagram are you? Are you a 4 or 9?
I'm not sure.
Okay. You're one of those two, either 4 or 9.
What
I
does
think
that mean?
I'm leaning four,
I think four
four
SP.
three, four W3.
Yeah, 4W3 SP.
Oh, I did get tested.
SP,
Special.
yeah, SO.
Nah, she ain't
X,
SO.
yeah,
SPXX, sexual.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
4W3.
I did get tested for that, but I don't remember what my results were.
Yeah, well, whatever your results are, you're a 4W3 SP/SX. So they're the
Yeah.
like long-term suffering, the big on their emotions and stuff of that nature. But yeah, this was a fun, Kyla. I'm gonna go get some food, man. I felt like your therapist for the last hour and 7 minutes. It was fun. It was good to get your perspective from an INFP. I'm not INFP, ISFP,
ISFP.
and how you guys feel emotion so much, and like how people who you are valuable to you should value you. And I'm just like,
I wish you
maybe that's why everybody hates me because I'm just like, I'm just like,
Yeah,
I wish I
like
would have given you the opportunity to ask more questions, but it
yeah.
turned into a vent session. So I'm
It's
kind of
it's all
sorry
good. Like sometimes I don't even pick up my mama phone call. She be all hurt.
for that.
Like, you should care about me more. Like what? Huh? What are you talking about, bro?
Hmm.
Like, I'm well, all right, man. All right, Zara, man. I'll see you around, brother. All right, man.